Hey everyone! Thanks for joining us for another after school tech tip session. My name's Bernice and we're going to be talking about Canva, a third party app, and specifically, we're going to be looking at exploring these generative AI tools. I'm really excited to show you what they have to offer and to talk about all of our considerations when it comes to using a tool like this. So, with that being said, let's dive right into Canva. So, first of all, Canva is a third party application, like I was mentioning. And so please note that means that we neither endorse nor validate any of these applications, and rather this is provided as an example for you to explore. Now, as well, a few things I want to point out is the terms of use and the privacy policy that you can see up here in the banner. If you don't have this in your banner, you can Google Canva terms of use or Canva privacy policy, and that was going to bring you as well straight into these documents. The privacy policy is really, really great and it's constantly evolving and changing. But again, really good to understand how your data is being collected and used and the settings that you can access then to opt out of various pieces when it comes to your data. Terms of use specifically is also really important to look at what you're agreeing to when you decide to use Canva. Please note the age requirements here. And it's just that children may not access or use a service unless their use is directly authorized by a parent, guardian, or another authorized adult, such as a teacher, who agrees to be bound by these terms. So now, when it comes to Canva for education, there is, again, additional terms for that. And just so you know, if you haven't heard of Canva for Education provides you with access to a bunch of Canva Pro features as well for free for educators and students. So I'll link that down below as well if you're curious about that or looking for more information. And last but not least, I wanted to focus in specifically on AI safety at Canva and also draw attention to this statement here, which is Canva's AI-powered products are for users aged 13 and over. So if you are planning on using this with students, along with following the third-party app processes that you know of in Connect, I'll link that as well down below, just recognizing that these products are used for users age 13 and over. If you're curious for more information, of course, there's lots of information here that Canva provides when it comes to AI specifically. And again, I'll link all of this information down below. All right, so with that being said, let's jump straight in. They have a bunch of generative AI tools specifically in this area on the left-hand banner that says Magic Studio. And you know if AI is involved if you see any of these like star-like that kind of that visual, that's how you know AI is being involved in it. So when I go ahead and click in, it says Meet Magic Studio. There is a bunch of generative AI tools now that Canva continues to roll out. So Magic Design for presentations, Magic Design for video. In all of these cases here, you type in a prompt and it's going to automatically create a design for you or a template for either, a poster or for a presentation or for a video. Try it out. Just a heads up, because these are still rolling out and they are fairly new, they might not have rolled out to all users right off the bat. So you might have to wait a little bit to be able to access it if you find it's not working. So just a heads up on that. Another one that you can see here is Magic Write. And although it says Pro, again, notice that Canva for Education gives you access to this. So I can go ahead and again, click Try Magic Write, and that instead of a visual design piece is going to give you, generate like a piece of writing essentially, hence Magic Write. So for example, I can go ahead and go in, you can see some of this information that it's supposed to be able to do. Like I said, Magic Write is constantly evolving, so your what you may have access to right now might shift and change in the coming weeks as well. You'll also see that Magic Write is new technology and they're letting you know to recommend checking that the content is appropriate because as we know that AI tools might hallucinate, there might be biases involved. So just keep all of that in mind when you are using any of these AI tools. And again, for more information on that, I will also link another video down below that talks more about that. All right, so you can see here, here's Magic Write. I can use 5 or more words to describe what I want to write. And so I might go ahead and say something like information for a poster on different ecosystems, specifically forest, desert, aquatic, tundra, um, and highlighting the plants and animals found in each one. So again, this is just a general blurb. If you're curious about more information when it comes to prompting, I will also link that down below. But this, of course, then gives you a bit of information that the more information you put in and ask it to specifically focus on certain keywords, it's going to do a way better job of creating an output that you want. So just things to kind of consider here. You'll also see that it says it is generated with AI. So again, check the accuracy before sharing. And then of course, there is a ability there to let them know if it's not appropriate for some reason or another. So that's Magic Write. They also have these other three. So resize and magic switch, which basically means if you have a size or format for your design, it can kind of move and shift that information automatically over using AI. Magic Animate brings your designs to life with motion. Magic Morph, you can turn those words and shapes, as you can see, into a certain way it's going to appear. And we also have text to video and text to image. Um, so this is, again, lots here when it comes to AI generation. I'll click the text to image for now and just show you where that is. But again, you can see even in this um, area right here, shows you how you can just describe a scene. It's going to make that scene and then you can plop that right in. So just basically describe the image that you're thinking of and it'll come up with something. If you go to try it out, again, you'll see it show up right here. One thing I want to have you keep in mind is that in all of these cases, you will see a number of credits that you can use. So it's not unlimited, but check that and then check for the date in which those credits are going to renew. And so this means every single time you go ahead and generate with one of these tools, you can only do it so many times until the credits run out, and then you just have to just wait and it will automatically refresh in Canva for Education right now. So you can say, for example, describe what you'd like to create, and maybe we want to see a solar system. And again, we can go ahead and generate that image. It is going to take a little bit of time to generate that image. Something also to keep in mind is because within Canva, they do have, they try to make safeguards to make sure that people can't use AI generation inappropriately. So if that does happen, it might say something along the lines of something you typed may result in content that doesn't meet our policies. And so there are safeguards around there. However, there are still, um, people can play around with prompting, and sometimes the prompting can kind of bypass some of those safeguards. So please keep that in mind, especially if you're planning to use this with students, that, generally there are some safeguards around what they consider kind of appropriate or inappropriate to be generated. But biggest recommendation is to try things out yourself and better understand what can be generated, what can't, and of course, having a conversation with your students to make sure that they're using AI tools responsibly. All right, so you can kind of see here we have a few ones, and then we can go ahead and plop that right in, and then you can go ahead and try to use it. Now, something to keep in mind with a lot of these image generation tools, words are not always the best, which I'm sure you can see actually automatically right here. Again, things are constantly evolving and shifting and changing, so things might get better down the line. But right now, as it stands, often these like words in image generation still aren't, they're still not quite there. So just a heads up on that. You can do the same thing here with text to video. And again, it will create a small little snippet of a video. There's Magic Edit, Magic Grab, Magic Expand. Canva is really good at showing all of these different pieces here. And so you can figure out kind of how to use it just by looking at their demos right here. So I can go into Magic Grab, for example, and you can see here, it actually is telling you straight up to click Magic Grab In the left toolbar, we have here our magic grab, and now you can select and resize the frog and place the frog on the lily pad, right? And so it shows you little pieces automatically of how to use it. And so just really great ways to show what it can do. Now there's other apps as well in terms of AI in Canva. So you'll notice here that, for example, you'll see Dolly, you'll see this AI image generator by Google, you know, we have, Speed Paint, Melody Muse, more, all these different things. Please note that with these apps marketplace, they have different privacy policies and terms of use for each one. So for example, so these are actually like external apps that are built in um, with Canva. So whenever you go and use any of these, you will see that when you go to use it, at the very bottom, it says by using this app, you agree to its terms and conditions, privacy policies, and permissions. And so you will have to go ahead and check that out because that might require a new piece when it comes to using any of those tools, just because the privacy policy and the terms of use will be different. So just a heads up, but that is all there as well. And then of course, if you need, more information about, how Canva works with AI safety, all that information is there. Um, and even talks about things like allowing you to either opt in or opt out of your privacy settings. So last but not least then, I did want to show you where all that information is for AI data and privacy preferences. So on your bubble here on the top right hand corner, that's where you can access your account. And you can go ahead and click into settings. That's going to bring you into this page. And if I head into privacy settings, that's where all of this information is about where you can then control what data you're sharing to third parties, what data is being used to train the content, all of those different pieces. And so you can see here in my case, all of those are off for me because again, that whole piece about data privacy is really important whenever you're working with any of these tools. Um, Again, this is just a really quick review of everything we talked about in terms of the considerations. I will, like I said, put more information down in the description box below just to help you connect into the third-party app processes, looking at privacy and data security, understanding AI prompt generation, and more. And of course, taking a look at any of the considerations that come when whatever data you are putting into there. And that's it. All right, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, check back for weekly videos, and connect with your TIPS member if you have any more questions. Our website is right there on tips.upsb.ca, and you can go ahead and access your TIPS person there as well. All right, thank you so much. Have a great day.